All right, so today we're going to talk about turning your life around. Do you feel stuck? Do you feel that you are in the same position that maybe you were last year, 5 years ago, 10 years ago? Well, today we're going to talk about tried and true steps that you can take to get yourself out of the rut, get yourself going, and get yourself moving forward. All right, so first, you have to identify where you are. And if you're here watching today, you found that you're in a rut, that you're stuck where you are, but you need to label what it is that you don't like about your current position. Maybe it's your job, how much money you make, your relationship, where you live, but you do have to put this out there on the surface. If you can't identify the problem, then ultimately it's never going to be focused on to be corrected. Number two, you have to claim responsibility for your position. It's very difficult. There's many different things that we can always point at that could potentially have put us where we are. But you have to claim responsibility that this is where you are, and you are going to take control of where you are. Number three, you have to identify where you want to be. What is it that in your mind would tell you that you're no longer in a rut, that you're no longer in a position of being behind or not being where you want? What is it? Would it be finding that new person to be with? Would it be finding a job that you could use your resources better at? Would it be having a certain amount of money? What would it be that would take you from where you are to where you want to be, not only mentally, physically, emotionally? Remember, this is completely multiple parts. This isn't mentally draining by itself. It also drains on everything else. Drains on your emotions, drains on your physicality. This is something that encompasses you. So identifying what it is that's putting you in this place and exactly labeling that now it's your responsibility to take it forward. That's going to give you the actions to move yourself in the direction you need to be. Now, this is the important step. So you know exactly where you want to be, and you know exactly where you want to go to. And now, understanding that this most important step, this is the next most important step of everything here. You have to find what is that first step that's going to take you in the direction you want to go. What is that first step? Don't focus on the big goal. Don't focus on the end. It's the journey that starts. And with that journey, you have to identify what's that first step. If it's now as simple as I want a new job, well, maybe that first step is creating a resume. Maybe that first job is understanding what's required of that new job. Maybe that first step is identifying the type of resources that you need to get you to that job. But that first step is all your focus. You can't change by jumping to the top of Mount Everest, but you can change today by taking yourself from where you are to take that first step. Because that's what happens. You take that first step, and that leads you to the next step. We get scared off from these lofty goals because we focus on this big goal. And it's so scary and it's so outside of where we are that we stop, right? Because it puts us into the state of fear. But if you can stop focusing on the big overarching goal and only focus on what needs to be done next, you will succeed. And then what you do is when you figure out that step, that will lead you to your next step and your next one. Don't stop because the big goal scares you, because that's what you've done many times. You want $1 million? Don't focus on the $1 million. Focus on the first revenue generating activity that you can do to start bringing money in, to potentially start covering your expenses. Focus on the small and it compounds. Hardest thing to do is be patient, but with patience becomes productivity. All right. So if you like what you heard today, go down there, hit that subscribe button, hit that alert button. So when we have more videos come out like this that can help you to your goals, you make sure that you're alerted. Let's do this.